Uh, I had to make a standby video too. So if that first video uploaded, that was like a test, so we can see that that's the amount of time YouTube want me to record and push out my information to you guys. Minimum, well, maximum actually. That much time. So I want to keep you on the loop because some of y'all showing so much love, and it's like I appreciate it. Cause trust me, I ain't gonna let y'all down. I got info to push out to you guys. Um, with the standby video two that I told you I would make in part one, because it's pretty much this is how it's gonna be. I guess when I'm making these videos, I'm gonna have to break them down like this. So here's part two of what I have to say to get this information out to you guys, and in part two, I'll list the topics. You know what we want to talk about. I know this is. I'm probably gonna end up redoing this because I just feel like I'm not giving you guys my best, but I feel like you guys have been waiting, and just like me, getting played with the whole idea that I can have a platform to share some information. I'm I'm just gonna have to work with what I got right now. I do ask that you guys just be patient with me as I rewrite everything I'm going to try to do here in quarters. That's basically what it is, in quarters. Because if anything, if they can give me an hour, I could shove all the information I need within an hour. Speaking fast too at that. But I will say that with the time I have, I'm gonna have to really just break down. Yeah, as you can see, I'm at a loss for words because I'm really hurt. I'm really heartbroken. This was not supposed to be like this. Everything was made, shot, filmed, edited, and it was supposed to be cool, just sent out for you to click on and watch. I'm basically gonna have to redo a lot of it, and I'm sorry that this one's already chicken scratch of how I'm talking, but it's that's how I feel. It's like wow, I'm really gonna have to redo everything, but I just don't want to, you know, not tell you guys, and you guys are following me. Like, man, this dude ain't even serious. He's talking about something, trying to make a show and everything, and now he out here freaking writing half-ass YouTube clips just to send it out. Like, nah, but it's the only way I can reach out to you guys so you guys can understand my situation. My situation right now, legitimately, even pre-filmed, some of these shows, they're all edited, ready to get pushed out, but YouTube won't allow that. So unless I go back and edit it and break it down into quarters, which is going to be my next attempt, and just try to break that down, I'm just going to have to reshoot them, make sure I get what information I need for a 15-minute clip, and then try to push that out, and then just have the first one be with the intro video, and then all the following videos from that just be you click on it to continue the conversation, and then maybe the credits or whatever, whatnot, at the last part of it. But it means I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. There's going to be a lot of writing I'm going to have to redo to make sure that I am breaking it down, you know, intelligently, so I can throw some facts in there. So that way it's not just all over the place. If you're clicking on, you know, part two, you're not hearing the same things you heard in part one, that you're actually hearing new information in part two. And it's going to be new information and different information in part three, even if I'm covering the whole broad spectrum of a topic. Like, for example, let's say marriage and dating. You know, if I'm talking about marriage and dating, to talk about specifically marriage, and to talk about what do I feel is the role of a man in marriage, and what do I feel is the role of a woman in marriage, and break that down like how it's supposed to be together, and then break that down like, you know, what do y'all, how do you act, and what do you do in society? What does that team look like? And then break that down into different segments. I'm running my mouth right here because it's more like, dude, man, if you can just be right next to me to see how angry I am that this is happening. It's like, I don't want to waste y'all time, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, I'll use this video to tell y'all the topic. So that's one of the topics right there I want to talk about, which is marriage and dating. And just like that, with that mindset, you know, the role of the man, the role of the female, the role of them together, and how we should honor it, and how it shouldn't be overlooked anymore. It shouldn't be pushed out. It's not about playing and being living in a single life. It's legitimately like, look, you need a life partner. not to be sounding all, oh, you want somebody to grow old with, but more like, look, you need a ride or die to have your back. Those times when you're sick, you down and out, you need somebody to pick it up. That's your partner for you. Whether you fight, that's why the equality in the sense of the marriage is not to disrespect the fact of your woman can't do the things you can do, but more so for the woman to understand to humble herself. We're not knocking you. Some guys will knock that and make it seem like you're not supposed to do the things that we can do. Not all of it, but some of the things. Because when we're down and out, you gotta help us. You gotta take over. You know what I'm saying? So I break that down. You know, I break down discipline and abuse. You know, you can't just talk about discipline not being abuse, and abuse is not discipline without giving examples and breaking down details like how I was raised. Why do I feel discipline is a key factor? And that is not abuse. And what do you do to make discipline not be abuse? And you know, and how do you not abuse discipline? You know, I break that down so you can understand that it's perfectly fine, it's normal, it's actually healthy to discipline your kids instead of just passing them by like, it's whatever, they'll grow out of it. And it's like, no, because kids don't know what they're doing. They're still young. Their brains are still evolving. They're gonna want to push buttons, but you got to show them those buttons are not meant to be pushed by discipline, because then when they can reflect and remember or recall that pain, like, oh nope, I'm not trying to get that feeling again. Then it associates them with pulling away from the negative things that they're doing. But then again, it doesn't mean you should start, abusing them because they're not making grades. So I get into detail on what's right to discipline. When is it a good time to discipline, and when is it not a good time to discipline? Comparing that to abuse, that people just start abusing the kids, like, oh, you're not bringing grades. Okay, cool. You don't want to study, and they start getting abused. And sometimes it's more like they probably have a learning disability that doesn't deserve, discipline. That would lean towards more of abuse. But that's another topic we'll talk about. White privilege. Have you seen the video before this one? I told you, I kind of picked on Hawkeye. I picked on Captain America. I picked on even Star Lord. I picked on who else? Hulk, Bruce Banner. I gave everybody a little niche of the spotlight so that it can be highlighted on like that. That's definitely white privilege right there. But you wouldn't see it if you're not going through it. And so we talk about it because white people feel like it's a bad thing. It's like, no, it's a good thing. You should have that. But we all should have something like that. Because we should be looking out for each other. That type of white privilege is more like, hey, you can get away with driving drunk and the officer could just follow behind you because he's white, compared to a black man, just his tabs have expired and they got 4 or 5 squad cars behind him, and it's like, dang, dude, like, yeah, I actually have him right here. I just forgot to put him on, and it's like type of white privilege, like, dang, like, or credit, having good credit. You just be getting good stuff. You be getting nice houses and good credit card offers and all this stuff, and it's all because of that kind of privilege. You were born with it. It's not your fault, but you should be happy you have it. And that's what we talk about, right? Privilege. And I go into details about that, and I talk about it to be like, no, don't be punished by it, but just know you have it. And when you get to go through this, black people can't go through it. And that's the difference of why we said, nah, you got privilege to do it, because we can't. We get punished. And then I go in on that. I go in on the whole Black Lives Matter movement. How it's getting shut down based off of the fear of, like, just the white man want to keep his foot down on the black man's neck. He does not want him to feel any type of equality whatsoever, because he's afraid if the black man rises up, we are gonna just start attacking white people. And it's like, if you ever seen the yin yang symbol, you see the black has a white dot in there, and you see the white has a black dot, and it's almost like saying, look, black people are just seen as evil, but are the most loving and sweet, and they have a lot of light to them. Whereas all these white people be shooting up schools and churches, and you don't see that little black dot. No, I'm gonna stop. But I just go into it and I just start ripping and just throwing jokes and just making it comfortable for a conversation for us to have. Besides white privilege, Black Lives Mattering, discipline abuse, marriage and dating, I write, or not write. I actually am writing the script for it, but I talk about a letter to my daughter. Dear daughter, the things that a father should say to his daughter, but really just don't want to say it, because it's like, who would want to talk to their daughter the way how we've experienced the girls we've dated, from the hoes we've learned lessons from to the hoes we taught lessons to, and every girl in between, the first loves, and our in first relationships and all of that. And the girl who cheated, the girl who loved you the best, and the dear daughter episode. Like I wanted to, which now I'm gonna have to break it down piece by piece by piece. Is to literally go in and tell my daughter, like, look, dad ain't gonna be able to tell you this when he's sober, probably. So bring a bottle of Henny to him and sit down and we'll talk. But for now, I'm gonna tell you everything clear head, without no alcohol, no influence of nothing. And this is what I've experienced, and this is what you're gonna go through to experience. This is why we want you to either become a virgin, but if it's not realistic for you to stay a virgin until you're married, and you got to go down this route, then this is what to expect, and this is what you're gonna go through. And dad don't want you to go through it, and he don't want you to get heartbroken. But he learned a lot through some girls that ended up loving him the way he needed to be loved. So I do a dear daughter. I do a dear son. A dear son being a young black man growing up, feeling the challenges, feeling the pressure of growth, in racism and prejudice, and understanding that, it's not supposed to, be like this, but some people, the way how they're raised, and he's going to be raised different, but it's not going to be always good in sunshine and rainbows. And so I do a dear son, I do a topic just about the black community. I break down the community. I said I wanted to do a topic just about black men, and a topic just about black women. I want to do a topic about interracial dating. I want to do a topic about systemic racism and pretty much Blue Lives Mattering. That is not. It's a slap in the face for the black man. Um, there's so many topics here. Let me even make sure I'm listing them while we got time. Yeah, we got 11 minutes. Let me pause this and we'll come back. Oh, sorry. I thought I was able to pause it. I just edited, merged them real quick. But continuing on what I was saying. Um, I don't even think I can edit it because that time frame. See what I'm saying? It's killing me, y'all. But we testing it out with just these little shorts. But a topic about how women, they say, what is the loop? What is the loop of? It's the bad girl that turns the good guy into the bad guy, who turns the good girl into the bad girl. And that circle there, where does it start from? Is it chicken or the egg? And how, my opinion, highlights the fact of, I call that episode titled Daughters of Eve, because it's like women were the first to sin. And because of that, women are the first to break hearts. And it's because of them that the cycle starts. It's because of them that even if it was the young boy that just broke a little girl's heart, it had to be because of the way he was raised by whom other than his mother. And I've already would have talked about it through discipline and abuse, because at that point in particular time, I would definitely mention in that topic that abuse or discipline must and mainly come from the mother, the female, and I go into that because it's like, the woman is supposed to be the most, the vulnerable, soft, teddy bear type love. You overlook her to a point, not overlook her, but you kind of like, you dismiss the fact that she actually has authority. And that's why the mother is supposed to give the discipline. But anyway, I go into that when I talk about discipline and abuse. I speak about my experience when I went to heaven. Believe it or not. Yes. I go as far and deep into when I died, pretty much. And then God just breathed life right back into me and said, nah, he's not done with me. So we speak about heaven. What I've seen there. And that heaven is real. And I'm excited about that episode. But we'll see what we can put in 15 minutes. See what we have to chop up and break down and put it in so many parts, so many segments. What else we going to be talking about that I wrote down? Oh yeah, no, even right here, I don't know if I've said that, but that picture, a lot of people have asked me, those like, yo, how did you meet Demi, bro? That is Demi Lovato, believe it or not. And there's a reason why I have that picture, mostly and mainly to remind me of the faith I have when God allowed me to test him. And this all goes kind of hand in hand with my visit to heaven. But with that said, I tell the story about how I actually met her and how I actually got that picture and the experiences of that. And honestly, I also will talk about when I went to go shoot my shot. Because believe it or not, your boy went to go shoot his shot at Demi Lovato. So I talk about that in a little mini series. So we definitely have a lot to talk about. Okay. Um. There we go. I knew I was missing some. Another title. Talk about PTSD and stress. That's another title I want to talk about and cover. My experiences in the service. I'm breaking that down to like two parts, and then if I have to make segments in those two parts, because there's good parts of being in the service, and then there's the bad, and I'm gonna break those down and talk about those. And then yeah, like I said, talk about wrapped up her whatnot. I don't know if I wrapped that up, but yeah. Uh, yeah, I guess this is all I can do for now is to just let you guys know those topics. My futuristic idea was to just have it all thrown into that first episode. And so once again, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize and I appreciate y'all and really do love and respect each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of y'all day to click on my video and show some love and show some support. And I'm not gonna let y'all down. Y'all heard the topics we want to cover. And if you know me already in the mindset I have, I got a lot to say. And like I said, this is no filter none day, so I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna come to you guys complete, honest, and open, so we can get this dialogue going. So I'm gonna take this serious now that I know my time limit, and now that I know they can upload like that with that time limit. I will not waste any more time. I'm going to start rewriting these scripts, breaking them down into segments, and making sure that these shows will be ready when I say it's going to be posted on this time and date. That it will. There won't be no hesitation, no backlash or whatnot. Let me go ahead and end the video here. This is going to be titled Standby 2, and it will be a while. It will be a while until I can get something going for our first video. So maybe I'll start off with, shoot, I don't even know what to start off with. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. I'll make sure I write something, get some cue cards, get some whatever I gotta do for 15 minutes, and probably just be talking so fast, running my mouth. That means I'm probably have to bring the mic this close so y'all can hear every single word I'm saying and nothing's gonna be missed, because 15 minutes ain't gonna be a long time. So I'm gonna have to really be bringing that Jersey accent, that fast talking, speaking like, yo, you can't be slapping your kids left and right and blah blah blah. But no, yeah, that's a wrap, y'all. Y'all stay tuned. Wait, give me minimum a week, because I want to say 2 weeks, honestly. Because if I'm going to be breaking this down into segments, I still want to edit it and make it look professional. So I would want to say 2 weeks, but give me at least a week. Let me bring something to y'all attention, and then hell, there we go. We might talk about Demi first, just to get the show started and interested to pull some listeners in. I might start with that story first, so that way, we get an idea of, and it'll be a practice video for how we can break a story down into segments. And then when we break the story down into segments, it will allow me to get, better at figuring out that type of mindset and level of pushing out knowledge to you guys when I have to split it out into 15-minute intervals. Anyway, let me let y'all go. I already spent too much time. I will see y'all as soon as I can with some new info and knowledge and footage. Appreciate you guys. Peace, love. God bless always. Thank you.